Hello everyone, my name is Jasmine. I wasn't always good at English. In fact, I used to be afraid of it. But today I am here to tell you something important. Don't give up on English. When I was younger, I couldn't speak English well. I would feel shy and nervous every time someone spoke to me in English. My heart would beat fast, and I would want to run away. But then, one day, something changed. I remember sitting in my room, holding my English book, and feeling hopeless. I thought to myself, why should I keep trying? It's so hard. But then, I heard a story about a little girl. This girl also struggled with English, but she didn't stop. Every day, she listened to stories in English, even if she didn't understand all the words. Slowly, she began to improve. This story made me think, if she can do it, so can I. So I decided to try again. I started small. I listened to simple stories, just like the little girl. I repeated words, even if they felt strange on my tongue. I didn't understand everything at first, but I didn't give up. There were days when I felt tired. There were days when I made mistakes. Sometimes I even felt embarrassed. But every mistake taught me something new. Every time I stumbled, I learned a new word or a new way to say something. One day, I was at a store. I needed to ask for something in English. My heart was racing, and I thought, what if I say something wrong? But I remembered the little girl. She didn't give up, so I wouldn't either. I took a deep breath and spoke. To my surprise, the person understood me. That small moment made me feel so proud. Learning English is like planting a seed. At first, you don't see much, but if you keep watering it, keep giving it sunshine, one day, it will grow into a beautiful tree. Every word you learn is like a drop of water for that seed. Every time you practice, you are giving it sunlight. I know it can feel hard. I know there are times when you might want to quit. But I am standing here today because I didn't give up. And if I can do it, so can you. Think about the future. Imagine speaking English with confidence. Imagine traveling to new places and meeting new people. English opens doors. It connects you with the world. But more than that, it gives you a new voice. It gives you the power to share your thoughts, your dreams, and your heart with others. Remember, it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to feel scared. What's important is that you don't stop. Every small step is a step forward. Every new word is a victory. Keep going, even when it's hard. Keep believing in yourself. In the end, learning English is not just about the language. It's about believing in yourself. It's about pushing through the challenges. It's about discovering your strength. And trust me, you are stronger than you think. As I stand here today, I want you to close your eyes for a moment. Imagine a young girl, just like you, or maybe a young boy. She's sitting at a small wooden desk in her room. There's a dictionary by her side and a notebook filled with scribbles. She looks at the words on the page, and they seem like a puzzle, so many letters, so many meanings, and it feels impossible to understand. But she doesn't close the book. She stares at the words with determination, with a quiet strength that whispers, "I will not give up." That young girl was me. I had nights when I felt like I would never understand English. I used to think, how can people speak this language so easily? It felt like everyone else was moving forward, but I was stuck, lost in a maze of words. But even on those nights, I told myself one thing, Jasmine, don't stop. Just one more word today. Just one more sentence, and slowly, one word became two. Two became a sentence, and a sentence became a conversation. And here I am today, speaking to you. The girl who was once scared to say even one word in English is now telling her story in English. Let me tell you about another moment that changed everything for me. I was at school, and we had to give a presentation. I had never been more afraid in my life. My palms were sweaty, and my heart felt like it was going to jump out of my chest. My English wasn't perfect, and I was afraid people would laugh at me. But then, I thought, what if I don't try? What if I never push myself? I will never know what I'm capable of. So, I stood in front of my class, took a deep breath, and began to speak. I made mistakes. Oh, I made so many mistakes, but I kept going. I didn't stop. And when I finished, something magical happened. My classmates clapped. Not because I was perfect, but because I was brave enough to try. That day, I learned that courage is more important than perfection. I want you to remember that as you learn English, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be brave. Brave enough to keep going when it feels hard. Brave enough to make mistakes and learn from them. Brave enough to believe in yourself, even when you feel unsure. Learning a new language is like climbing a mountain. At the bottom, the top looks so far away. You might think, how will I ever get there? But with every step, you get a little closer. Sometimes, the path is steep and your legs feel tired. But if you keep moving, one step at a time, you'll find yourself higher than you ever imagined. And when you finally reach the top, when you look out at the view, you'll realize that all the hard work, all the effort was worth it. You'll see how far you've come, and you'll feel a sense of pride that nothing else can give you. I know many of you have dreams. Maybe you want to travel, or maybe you want to get a better job. Maybe you want to meet new people or watch movies without subtitles. Whatever your dream is, English can help you get there. But more than that, Learning English can teach you something even bigger. It teaches you patience, perseverance, and the power of never giving up. Every person in this room is capable of achieving amazing things. But the road to success is not always easy. There will be moments when you feel like giving up, moments when you doubt yourself. But in those moments, I want you to remember this: you are stronger than you think. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to grow, to become better, to move one step closer to your dream. Let me tell you about a friend of mine. Her name is Sarah. Sarah struggled with English just like I did. Every time she tried to speak, her words would get tangled up, and she would feel embarrassed. She wanted to give up so many times, but she didn't. She practiced every day, even when it was hard, even when it felt like she wasn't making progress. And you know what happened? After months of hard work, Sarah gave a speech in English at her graduation. She stood tall, spoke clearly, and her words touched everyone in the audience. Sarah's story reminds me of something important. It's not about how fast you learn, it's about the journey you take. It's about the effort you put in, the determination you show, and the belief you have in yourself. Even if you make slow progress, it's still progress. Even if you take small steps, you're still moving forward. So, if you're feeling frustrated, if you're feeling like it's too hard, I want you to think of Sarah. I want you to think of me. We were once where you are now. We struggled, we stumbled, but we didn't stop. And look at us now, we're speaking English with confidence. And you can too. I'll share one last story with you before I go. There was a boy named David. He was afraid of speaking English because he thought people would laugh at him. One day, he went to a bakery to buy bread. The woman at the counter asked him something in English, and David didn't understand. He froze. But instead of giving up, he smiled and said, "I'm still learning English." The woman smiled back and said, "That's okay, you're doing great." David realized something important that day. People don't expect you to be perfect. They appreciate your effort. They admire your courage to try. And most importantly, they understand that learning is a process. So, don't be afraid to try. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, because with every mistake you're learning, and with every try you're getting better. So, my dear friends, as I stand here today, I want to leave you with this thought: don't give up on English, and don't give up on yourself. You are on a beautiful journey, and every step you take brings you closer to your goal. Keep moving forward. Keep believing in yourself. And remember, you have the power to achieve anything you set your mind to. Thank you for listening to my story. I believe in you, and I know you can do this. Never give up. Imagine a world where every word you say is understood by everyone around you. Picture yourself walking into a room full of people from all over the world, and the moment you open your mouth, everyone listens. They listen because you speak English with confidence, fluency, and grace. Isn't that a beautiful dream? But it's not just a dream, it's something you can achieve. I know how hard it can be. You want to speak English, but sometimes the words just don't come out the way you want. Maybe you feel nervous. Maybe you're afraid of making mistakes. I've been there. We've all been there. But let me tell you something, you are not alone in this journey. You are brave for wanting to improve. You are strong for not giving up. And that strength, that courage, will take you far. English is not just a language. It's a bridge that connects people. It connects hearts and minds. It opens doors to new opportunities, new friendships, and new worlds. When you speak English, you are not just using words. You are telling your story. You are sharing a part of yourself with the world, and the world wants to hear you. The journey to improving your English starts with one simple step: listening. Listen to the words around you. Listen to how people speak, how they express themselves. Listen to stories, songs, movies, and conversations. Listening is like planting a seed in your mind. With every word you hear, that seed grows stronger. It takes root in your heart, and slowly, it blossoms into something beautiful. When you listen to English, don't just listen with your ears. Listen with your heart. Feel the emotions behind the words. Feel the joy, the sadness, the excitement. Let the language touch you. Let it move you. When you connect with the emotions in the language, it becomes a part of you. You don't just learn English, you live it. Reading is another powerful tool. Every time you read, you are taking a step closer to fluency. It doesn't matter if you're reading a book, an article, or a short story. What matters is that you are absorbing the language. You are learning how sentences flow, how words are used, how ideas are expressed. Reading gives you the key to unlock the door to understanding. As you read, don't rush. Take your time. Let each word sink in. Picture the scene in your mind. Imagine the characters, the places, the feelings. When you read slowly, you give yourself time to understand not just the meaning of the words, but the beauty of the language. You see how the words dance together, creating something magical. Speaking is where the real challenge comes in, but it's also where the real growth happens. I know it's scary. I know you might feel embarrassed or shy. But the only way to get better at speaking is to speak. Even if you make mistakes, even if you stumble over your words, keep going. Every time you speak, you are building your confidence. You are strengthening your voice. Think of speaking English like learning to ride a bike. The first time you try, you might fall, you might wobble. but with each attempt, you get better. You find your balance. And before you know it, you are riding with ease. The same is true for speaking English. The more you practice, the more natural it will feel. And soon, you'll be speaking without even thinking. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Mistakes are not something to fear. They are something to embrace. Every mistake you make is a lesson. It's an opportunity to learn and grow. When you make a mistake, don't get discouraged. Smile, learn from it, and keep going. Remember, even native speakers make mistakes. Perfection is not the goal. Progress is. Surround yourself with English. Make it a part of your everyday life. Watch English movies, listen to English music, and talk to people in English. The more you immerse yourself in the language, the more comfortable you will become. Soon, English will feel like second nature to you. It will no longer be something foreign, but something familiar and comforting. Writing is another powerful way to improve. When you write, you have time to think about what you want to say. You can play with the words, experiment with different sentences, and express yourself in a way that feels right. Writing gives you the freedom to explore the language without the pressure of speaking in the moment. It allows you to connect with your thoughts and emotions in a deeper way. Start small. Write a short paragraph every day. Write about how you're feeling, what you did that day, or something that inspires you. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to come from your heart. Over time, you'll see how your writing improves. You'll notice how your vocabulary expands, how your sentences become more fluid, and how your thoughts flow more naturally. As you improve your English, remember that it's not just about the language itself. It's about the journey. It's about the people you meet along the way, the experiences you have, and the person you become. Learning a language is a deeply personal journey. It's about pushing yourself beyond your limits, facing your fears, and discovering new parts of yourself. Some days will be hard. There will be moments when you feel frustrated, when you want to give up. But in those moments, remind yourself why you started. Remind yourself of the dream you have. The dream of speaking English with confidence, of being understood, of connecting with the world. Hold on to that dream and let it guide you through the tough times. You are stronger than you think. You have the power to achieve anything you set your mind to. Your journey to improving your English is a journey of growth, not just in language, but in character. You are becoming more confident, more courageous, and more open to the world around you. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small it may seem. Every word you learn, every sentence you speak, is a victory. It's a step forward, and those steps, no matter how small, will eventually lead you to where you want to be. Celebrate each success, and be kind to yourself when things don't go as planned. You are on a beautiful journey, and every part of it, the highs and the lows, is worth celebrating. Imagine yourself 1 year from now. Picture the person you will become, the person who speaks English with ease, who expresses their thoughts with confidence, who connects with people from all over the world. That person is you. That person is waiting for you at the end of this journey. And every day you are getting closer and closer to becoming them. In the end, improving your English is not just about learning a language. It's about opening yourself up to the world. It's about breaking down barriers, building bridges, and creating connections. It's about sharing your voice, your story, your heart with the world. And the world is waiting to hear you. So, my dear friends, keep going, keep learning, keep speaking. You are capable of so much more than you realize. You have a light inside of you, a light that shines brighter with every word you learn, every sentence you speak. Let that light shine. Let it guide you. And remember, you are not alone on this journey. We are all walking this path together. One day you will look back and see how far you've come. You will remember the challenges, the struggles, the moments of doubt, but you will also remember the joy, the excitement, the moments of victory. And you will realize that every step was worth it. Every mistake was worth it, because it brought you to where you are today, a confident, fluent, and beautiful speaker of English. And as you continue on this journey, never forget the power of your own voice. You have something important to say. You have a story to tell, and the world is waiting to hear it. So speak up, speak out, and let your voice be heard. Because in the end, it's not just about learning English. It's about finding your voice and using it to make the world a better, brighter place. Thank you.